Okay, is that better? Guys, can you hear me? I think I'm back now. Let me know if you can hear me. I think we're in here. Sorry for that, guys. My bad. Looks like something was disconnected. Okay, so Andre Onana, it is basically done deal. Everything is imminent. Fabrizio Romano himself has come out and said that in the next couple of hours it will be done. 50 million euros plus 5 million in add-on. So that's a good fee in my opinion. I can see people saying those sounds. I think we're back. There we go. Are we done, guys? Can you guys hear me? Yep, Stephanie's saying, yep, thank you guys very much. Honestly, I wouldn't have realized that. Much appreciated. Yes, so we are getting Here We Go today. So this has been confirmed by Romano, 50 million euros plus 5 million in add-ons. So that's a pretty good deal, all things considered. So we're looking 42 million pounds plus around 3 million in add-ons. For Manchester United, that's a lot better because I was expecting us to be going out and getting this deal done for 50 million pounds. So I'm happy enough with that. I think it's took a while, but if we're going to be working with a very small budget, very constrained budget, I think everything has to matter. I feel like this is a good deal, all things considered. It took a lot longer than what we wanted to, guys, but it's good that we are back here as well. So thank you very much, guys, for letting me know that you can hear me. So the question is, guys, will Man United sell enough players? That's what we're asking tonight. Dudley is asking as well. Henderson to United. Here we go. And we might be seeing Dean Henderson leave now. I feel like we're going to see a domino effect with this. With Onana coming in, we're going to see Dean Henderson going, and then we might see a backup goalkeeper brought in. It might be Zion Suzuki. Eric Ten Hag might be thinking he's going to keep Matej Kovar. I'm not sure what his plan is going to be. He might decide that he wants to keep Kovar, because I thought he was very, very impressive against Leeds United. And if we can save money, look, if 5 million euros and 5 million pounds is going to be a big deal of money to Manchester United this summer, then I think we're as safer keeping Kovar, not spending that, and maybe we can use that to get add-ons done for another deal. Maybe something like that could be the possibility, guys. But in terms of players going out, let's get talking here, because today, so this has come out in the last couple of hours, and it's a player we've expected to see go for quite a while. So it's Anthony Elanga. So I'm excited about this deal because, look, I don't mind Anthony Elanga, but I feel like we can do a lot better. Robert is saying, just a waste of month for one player. Onana, useless club of the year. Honestly, it is disappointing. I feel like we could have done this a long time ago. We have drawn things out. Somebody somewhere took a weekend off, dragged everything out even longer. It's annoying, but it is Manchester United. So I feel like for United, this is a good deal. For other clubs, they'll probably be a little bit disappointed. Big T saying, always a chance they can't agree on the add-on structure. I think that's a good point. I feel like it's just going to come down to naming realistic add-ons. It might just be if Onana plays 40 matches this season, we pay them £5 million. Next year, maybe that's going to be something. Look, I know for Mount, the add-ons are very difficult to achieve, and that's why United were happy with it overall. So long as I'm not seeing Ballon d'Or clauses or anything that Ed Woodward would normally put into his transfer dealings, I will be very happy with that. Absolutely. But look, this deal, it is done. Andre Onana should be a Manchester United player by the end of the week. I would say we're going to get bid accepted, done deal, everything confirmed tomorrow, maybe a weekend medical, and then we get him maybe by Sunday, maybe by Monday. We know what United are like, but I think there's a good chance we could see Andre Onana play his first match against Lyon next week. So William was saying, I forgot about the Hojlund deal and go for other strikers. Yeah, so that's something we do want to talk about, guys, because Manchester United, we're valuing Rasmus Hojlund at 50 million. Plus, we were going to give them Fred and Donny van de Beek. So that's very good for me. That is a brilliant offer, but they don't seem willing to take that. They don't seem like they want to go for that. They want £85.5 million for a guy who scored 9 goals in the league last season. It is a ridiculous overvaluation, but I mean, come on. Come on. Big T says, has a goalkeeper ever won Ballon d'Or? I believe, and I might be right in saying this, Lev Yashin won Ballon d'Or a long way back. Probably in the 1960s or something. I might be wrong on that. Rashad says, did Fabrizio do it? Here we go. Yes, Fabrizio has given us deal. Imminent deal is basically done as well. And Fabrizio says this will be done either tonight or tomorrow. So I'm feeling very confident on that, guys. You know, it's literally a matter of hours. It's just signing off the paperwork, getting the technicalities done. Everything is done. Onana will be a Manchester United player by the end of the week. We will be seeing him holding up the Manchester United shirt, and we should be seeing him playing next week, all things being well. Eunice is saying, give Ten Hag the keys to the truck and the money, and he will build us a cohesive and ambitious team. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Ali is agreeing. Yes, I knew a goalkeeper had won. I knew it. I didn't know that one, guys. Stephanie says Dino's off maybe for Italy and Juve. Yeah, potentially. But I know Yashin did. And I am positively Yashin did win a Ballon d'Or as well. So not too many there. So look, United, it'll probably be an appearance-based thing. It'll probably be a if we win a trophy, you can get this or whatever. But it's done. It is as done as it can be without him holding a shirt up. So Andre Onana, his bags have been packed for weeks. He will be getting on a plane very soon, going to Manchester, and I'm looking forward to it, guys. Richard says, nice, let's hurry up and get Amrabat and Hojlund. Yep, so let's get talking about this here, guys. So we're going to get talking about Rasmus Hojlund because he's obviously Manchester United's #1 striker target. This is the guy that we want to see playing for us. This is who Erik Ten Hag has picked. Now, whether or not we're going to get this deal done, I think it's coming down to Atalanta, and I think they are being really, really difficult to deal with. But we would expect this from a team in the Champions League. We would expect this from a team who probably do not have financial issues, so it's going to be difficult for us to get this deal done. It will take a lot of pushing on their side. So this is coming in Italian sources. Manchester United have offered Fred van de Beek plus money in exchange for Hojlund. Atalanta have rejected the bid, naming £85.5 million as their asking price. They want that 100 million euros. Make no mistake about it, guys. It's disheartening. It's disappointing because I honestly don't think Manchester United are going to get this deal done now. I think when we look at this, logically, when we look at what United have to spend, I don't know if we're going to get the deal done. And that's a big concern of mine. Greg is saying, is the Hojlund story from a reliable source? There's no way you can put a value of 85 million on a striker. That's not yet proven. Yes, this has come in Italian sources. Now, look, we know what Italian sources are like. Sometimes they're hit, sometimes they're miss. But we do have this coming in as well from Laurie Whitwell. I would consider Laurie Whitwell tier 1 as reliable as it gets, really. He says discussions over Rasmus Hojlund are happening in conjunction with negotiations for Andre Onana. The discussions with Hojlund are happening and a bid has been rejected today. So that's coming from The Athletic. Look, it's as good as confirmed, really, that United did go in with that bid and has been turned down. Let me see. We can see chats going in here. Big T says, Fabrizio originally said deal done Wednesday or Thursday, and now it's creeping into Friday, potentially. Yes, I think that's something to look at. And according to some last night, there seemed to be tense moments where things were... It was one of those things, United threatening to walk away. Oh, we're going to put Dean Henderson as our #1 goalkeeper if we don't get a good deal for Andre Onana. It was never going to happen. We were never going to get within £3 to £4 million and then walk away from the deal. United would not do that. So, look, obviously it's disappointing that it hasn't been done already, but I think in terms of what Romano was saying, the Wednesday, Thursday timeline, it has kind of lined up because deal is done now and it's Thursday. So I would expect everything to be confirmed tomorrow in terms of overall prices, overall agreements, add-ons, all that extra stuff will be done, but we are basically there. If it's kind of like you're coming around the last corner on a race. It's like United going into the last match of the season. We're basically there. It's just a formality if we have to get this done, but it will be done. Ali is saying as well, we should walk away from the Hojlund if they're asking for minimum 85 million and scout other players. Stephanie is saying Hojlund needs to force a move. And Big T as well says, any truth in PSG wanting Hojlund? I feel like there's probably truth in all this. Now, we know PSG are looking for a striker. Mbappe is probably leaving. Now, whether they go for Rasmus Hojlund, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be a PSG type signing. I feel like they're more likely to go for a bigger, more established name. Maybe a Harry Kane or somebody like that they could go for. And look, let's face it, PSG have the money that they could turn Levy's head. Bayern Munich have been offering 70, 80 million. PSG, they'll throw 120 million at it and see what happens. So, look, I feel like Hojlund is the right type of profile for United. I just don't think it gets done at this point. So I feel like there is a real possibility of us walking away because, look, in that sort of price range of 80 million, there's better players than Rasmus Hojlund. if we're going anywhere over 70, I think go get Gonzalo Ramos. That could be what I would be telling Manchester United. Let's see. Jari is saying as well, there are many stories about this Hojlund. Some say it's true, some say it's false. The Athletic have been dead wrong for months about most things. Look, I know that the Athletic, some people can be hit or miss, but I feel like Laurie Whitwell has been very reliable for Manchester United news before, so I'm going to go with it. Charlie is saying in the evaluation of Hojlund is too high. Let's leave him and go on to other better strikers like Taremi, and we can get Patson Daka from Leicester. He could be lethal. Greg is saying if that's the case, it's from a reliable source. United should walk away and stay away from the Hojlund deal. We cannot afford to waste time. Look, I agree. I really agree with what you guys are saying. And look, it will be disappointing for Eric Ten Hag, but I am positive that Eric Ten Hag would look at this and say that's a massive overvaluation for this player. So he probably won't mind walking away so long as he gets a striker in who's going to make a big difference. And look, Manchester United, what we could do is walk away from this Hojlund deal, take that budget, go buy Amrabat, go buy Taremi, and have two players. So that might be an option that we go for. If we cannot get first choice targets this year, maybe we're safer taking a stopgap for next season, someone like a Taremi, and then going big next season on a first choice target. Maybe that's what we do. I don't know. I would like to see us go and buy a big striker because I don't want to write a season off on the basis of United not having the budget or the basis of United not spending the money. That's what I would be concerned about. Let me see. Jinwa is saying despite Inter won the league 3 years ago, actually 2 years ago, both clubs need to sell a lot to compete with other European clubs. Yeah, it's a good point. And look, Inter Milan, it's always been financial issues with them. Stuff like that has held them back as a club. Lucky is saying Fred leaves tonight and we have 20 million. He might leave. Rizal is saying, how do we know Gonzalo Ramos won't have the same big price tag of 75 to 80 million? Look, I feel like Gonzalo Ramos will have that price tag. It's just, in my opinion, he is a higher quality player with more experience. He is more proven. So it's kind of like if you're going to spend that much money on Hojlund, maybe you're safer going for the safer bet, who maybe is the better player at the moment. Maybe that's what Manchester United will think. Look, there's a lot of things United could do. United, we do operate in very, very strange ways, as you guys know. So let me have a look at this poll, because this is something that has been driven down our throats all transfer window, is the importance of selling players. So will Man United sell enough players? That's the question. And at the moment, we have a real split in the chat as well. So we have 51 saying yes and 49 are saying no. Dave is saying good to see the channel getting traction. Honestly, man, support has been incredible from you guys, so I'm really appreciating everything you guys are doing for me. Honestly, you guys are incredible, so thank you so much for that. Jerry is saying I have a sitting with a feeling that Greenwood will be one of the strikers. Tony will come in January. Felix will come in on loan. Maybe we go for Taremi and Felix on loan. Maybe that's the forward options for next season. Look, I don't know what United are going to do. I hope that we go and get Hojlund at a reasonable price, because I feel like the talent is there and he will be one of those players who, if we don't sign him now, we might never be able to afford him again. We might never be able to get this player in, because look, for a long time we've been complaining about not getting these players for half the price and overpaying. It's like if we bring him in now, we have that potential future growth with him. I don't know. Big T says, I think if we walk away, the phone is saying they're only joking and they want 55 million they want to sell, but also to rinse us. Yeah, absolutely, they want to do that. Big T says Ramos is worth 85 million, I think. Yeah, and look, I think that's a fair comparison. If you're looking, Hojlund 85.5, Ramos is a better player at the same price and he's more proven. So maybe he's your guy in that price range. I feel like United should be doing this all along. I feel like if the Mount deal was any more expensive, I would have been in favour of moving for someone better. I feel like probably the same with Onana. If this Onana deal was going over 60, 65 million, I would rather us go for Costa. So there comes a point where your middle options, maybe if they're starting to get too expensive, you're safer going for the big signing. You're safer going for the big position in that. Mohammed is saying sell players: Sancho, Maguire, Tellez, Martial, Scott and Fred. Thank you very much for that. And Gani is saying Atalanta are raising the price because of interest from other clubs. Not worth more than 40 million in my opinion. No, I think that's a fair value, 40 to 45 million. You know, a lot of the money you're spending on Rasmus Hojlund, it's going on what I would call future interest, future potential. He could come in and turn into an absolutely world class player, but there's no guarantee of that happening for 2 to 3 seasons. So United need to look at this realistically. I think Atalanta do. It will take pushing on his side. That's going to be key for me. Guinness is saying no club in the world would pay that much on Hojlund. Atalanta really doesn't care about us. At this price, we can buy Ramos. Yeah, I agree with that. Rajat says United will pull out their we're about to walk away tactics. Look, we've tried this twice already. We've done this with Mount. We did it last night with Onana because all of the press late last night were saying Manchester United, they're prepared to go with Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson might be Man United's number one. Obviously, it's not happening. Andre Onana is about to join Manchester United. Deal is done. So I don't know if we're going to try put the squeeze on them that way. Let's see what's going to happen. Clinton is saying the channel is getting hotter as the days go by. Honestly, guys, thank you. Look, this channel would be nothing without you guys. So really do appreciate all you guys so much. Lucky is saying Taremi permanently. I would like that. I would like to see it. And Onana is moments away. And Rashad says, would that be true that United bid 35 million for Hojlund? Look, I feel like the bid was probably around it. Look, United probably had two bids. First bid was probably 50 million cash. Second one was probably 35 to 40 million plus Fred and Van de Beek. That seems to be what the press are saying. So that alone you would think would be a higher value bid. It might be 50 million plus Fred, Van de Beek, maybe they take that, I don't know, but that's a complicated deal because then you're looking at two players having to be willing to go there. So that's going to really, make everything so much harder than it would be. Yusuf is saying good news. Good evening all, give me the good news, mate. The good news, man, is Andre Onana deal is imminent. We are basically at the here we go stage. So 50 million euros, 5 million in add-ons. Deal verbally agreed. Deal is imminent according to Fabrizio. So that's going to be a good sign for me. Big T says smash the like buttons if you're enjoying the show and smash the like button if you're not enjoying the show. Yeah, guys, smash the like button on the video there. We're almost up to 30 already. So big ups you guys as always. Kelsey was saying, what's going on? Cheers from Vancouver. Thank you very much, man. So Onana very close. Hojlund, we're looking at a bid rejected today. So that bid apparently was around 35 to 40 million plus Fred and Donny van de Beek. So two players we want to move on. Look, I'm not complaining about the bid, but it's going to be a very hard one to do because you're looking at two players having to be willing to go to Atalanta, have to agree personal terms, have to agree wages. So that, you have a lot of moving parts there. So let's get talking about other players going out because this is one developing. So Everton have bid for Anthony Elanga, according to Simon Stone. So they have made an offer between 15 and 20 million euros for the Manchester United player. So look, that is a much better deal. We have seen for weeks United looking 10 million pounds for Elanga. We should be looking double. So if we're getting between 15 and 20 million, that's a much better deal for Manchester United. Going to help that transfer budget out. Really going to help us move forward and invest in more players. If we sell Elanga for 15, 20 million, we are basically at the money where we can go and buy Sofian Amrabat for 25. So that makes United a much better team. Calcio says, Reno is my name and I'm a big Juventus fan. So you guys are getting Hojlund. I hope so, man. I hope we do. Let's see. Lucky is saying Elanga out. Is that Odoligi is saying Manchester United is so boring and making deals. Yeah, man. If there's a way to make it longer, if there's a hard way to do things, Manchester United, we do find that way. We always go that way. It happens on the pitch. It happens off the pitch. Look, I mean, we haven't even talked about the takeover in weeks, so I don't even know where those developments are coming from. Let me see. Fortune is saying, let Greenwood step, please, instead of being embarrassed in the transfer market. And Yusuf is saying, sales news and club sales. So, in terms of sales, we're looking at this Elanga one. It's probably going to happen. And if Forest and Everton are interested, hopefully we can get something of a bidding war. Maybe we can get closer to that 20 million mark because our biggest sale, the most money we have had in all summer, has been a sell-on clause for Tahith Chong going to Luton Town. So that is embarrassing. In a summer where we have to sell players, the most amount of money we've made 2 weeks into the window is a sell-on clause from last year. So that's kind of frustrating, guys, honestly. The best is saying Gonzalo Ramos not better than Hojlund. Look, I feel like he might be, in my opinion, but everybody has different opinions. I think they're both very good young strikers, and they really would be a brilliant long-term option for Manchester United. Lucky is saying Teddy I can't even speak. Mehdi Taremi is striker for Man United. And Gregory is saying, I hope after Onana we sign Hojlund as the striker. Look, we are working on both deals. They're both happening at the same time. Let's hope Manchester United can pull something out of the hat on this Hojlund deal, because it would make such a difference to Manchester United. Judy is saying we need some players. Absolutely. Rajat says, will Ahmad and Pellistri realistically get game time with Anthony? It's a good point. So we're going to talk about Facundo Pellistri, because we have an update on Pellistri and his Manchester United future. So United want to extend Pellistri's contract and then loan him out. Real Betis and FC Twente are the likely destinations for that. So that might be your answer on Facundo Pellistri. I feel like for Ahmad, it might be a different scenario. It's like United would want a top flight loan, be it in the Premier League, be it in Serie A. Maybe he goes back to Atalanta on a loan for the Hojlund deal. Maybe that's something United can try to pull out of the hat. But I do feel like what Elanga needs, sorry, not Elanga, Amad Diallo, is first team football in the top flight. So I feel like you could probably give Pellistri a loan to Spain or a loan to the Eredivisie and it could improve him. But I feel like Ahmad is further on in his development, so he needs something more challenging. So he needs to go up against some top flight football every single week. And if he's playing Premier League football every week, be it at like a Palace or somebody like that, that's going to be really good for him and his personal development, because then you have a guy playing every single week in the Premier League. And that's a lot better than having a guy who only plays 20 minutes at the end of a League Cup match. Or maybe he gets 20 minutes at the end of a Premier League match. That's not going to improve him. He needs regular football to keep getting better. Chitty is saying we need to keep Fred. I would like to keep Fred as well, honestly, because Fred is a really, really top pro. He works hard for that team and he brings something a lot different than what other players do as well. So I would be very in favour of keeping Fred. If you give me a choice between Fred and McTominay, McTominay is going on that plane. He's going out the door every single day of the week. So look, Fred, if a good offer comes in, look, I can understand us looking to sell, but I feel like there's players we should be looking at first. And one of the biggest names, and we're not seeing enough movements for me, it's Harry Maguire. So obviously, big talk about him potentially being stripped off the captaincy of Manchester United. And Manchester United were looking £50 million for Harry Maguire. And he's on £250,000 per week. So who's going to play that money? Nobody is going to pay that money. And it's so frustrating because this is a guy who clearly, at 30 years old, is never going to fit in this team. He's never going to get better. So we are safer selling this guy who doesn't fit our system, doesn't fit the team, will only go down in value, will only go down in performance now, because this is the time to move him on. If you have a 30-year-old playing every single week in your team, you can keep them by all means. But if you have a guy at 30 years old now on the bench, doesn't play every week, he's only going down in value, and all of a sudden Maguire is going to be here next season, and he'll probably be here the season after, because this club will not swallow their pride to admit they made a mistake paying £80 million for this guy. So I can tell you what's going to happen. You can call me Mystic Stefan. I can see into the future. Harry Maguire will leave on a free transfer at Manchester United at this rate of going, unless something changes, unless somebody says let's get rid of this guy. Lucky is saying I want the Iranian striker. Jari is saying, do we need to move fast when it comes to Amrabat? He just handed in a transfer request. Yes, we do need to move fast. We need to be rapid on this. There's other clubs in for Sofian Amrabat who are in a lot better position than Manchester United. So today he has turned down a move to West Ham. Look, I'm not going to say United are ever going to get outbidded by West Ham, but there are other clubs who are in for him. So this is coming in from Italian sources saying Amrabat unlikely to take a move other than moves to Manchester United, Bayern Munich and Barcelona, all of whom are interested. So we're potentially going up against Bayern Munich and Barcelona for this guy. If we want to move, we have to do it quickly, and he would be a big addition to this team in my opinion. Stephanie saying remove the three M's: Maguire, McTominay, Martial. Yeah, I would agree with you. Who we got down here? Gregory is we need to keep Fred until we sign Amrabat. Yes. Lucky is saying, can we do Kudus or Amrabat? Look, I feel like Amrabat fits this team a lot better. We probably have enough attacking players in the forward lines, in the sort of creative spaces with Bruno, Mount, Ericsson, Donny van de Beek still here as well. Let's see, Big T saying, if all else fails, Ollie Watkins is still available. honestly, guys, do not be surprised if it's the last week of the window and we're seeing Wout Weghorst back at Manchester United. So anything's possible. Rizat saying, damn, Amrabat's going to go to Bayern. Look, let's hope not, because they have a lot of competition in their midfield. Maybe he wants to come to United. Maybe. Let's hope. Let's fingers crossed on this one. Judy is saying McTominay out, Amrabat in. That could be my preference as well. And Brian says, I don't like that guy for sure, Maguire. And Nelba saying, Onana, here we go. Yes, so on Onana, just for anybody who is joining in with us. So Fabrizio Romano says, deal fee has been agreed. It will be 50 million euros, 5 million in add-ons. The only thing that needs to be done now is how those add-ons are achieved. Expected to be done within the next few hours, and deal is imminent. So we are waiting on that. Here we go. He has almost put it out there, but we're going to go with a here we go, because deal is done. Deal is done. It will be accepted either late tonight or tomorrow, and then from there what we will see is Onana medical maybe at the weekend, and then deal done. He'll be a Manchester United player. He will probably play next Wednesday against Leon in our friendly match. So very, very soon we're going to see him at Manchester United. So I'm looking forward to that, guys. Who have we got down here? Big T, Burnley would pay 100% wages to take Weghorst back on loan. Rizad says Onana 90 to 95%. I would go higher. I would probably say we are 90, I'm going to say 98%. 1% is getting here we go. The other 1% is going to be a medical. Then we're done. We are so done on Onana. And honestly, guys, I'm looking forward to not having Onana on the thumbnails anymore with the Onana done, Onana closed, Onana here we goes. I want this done. Nelvis is saying, will the here we go come today or tomorrow? I hope it comes today, but we will see. It might come in the morning. We would have to ask Fabrizio on this. Look, I promise you guys, someday I will have Fabrizio Romano on the show. That is a guarantee, and we can ask him all the questions we want. Stephanie saying Tony in January as well. Look, I would take Ivan Tony, and if it wasn't for that gambling ban, I absolutely would say Manchester United should sign him in this window. I think the guy is brilliant, so he will be right up there for me. Who've we got as well? Ashid, good to see you, man. Thank you for joining in. And Lucky is saying, Onana, we want you. We've given £47 million. And Big T says, as long as Onana is on the plane for the USA games, I'm happy for him to miss the Leon game. Yeah, look, I agree. Look, getting him on tour, that's going to be the big thing. We spoke about this before in the shows and stuff. One of the biggest things for Manchester United, it has to be getting used to the system, getting used to having Onana, because that's going to change the game. Like, you can bring a midfielder in. That can change a little bit. You can bring a striker in. You might have to tweak if you're crossing it more, if you're playing it in behind, ball to feet. But bringing Onana in for David De Gea is like going from night to day. It is complete 180 degrees flip in your direction. So what United are going to be doing is playing so much higher up that pitch. Everybody will be starting 12 yards further forward. Onana's position will probably go from the edge of the penalty box. That's going to put the back line halfway up the pitch. It's going to put Casemiro, the deepest midfielder, well into their half of the pitch. We're going to squeeze the overall pitch more. It's going to be a more tight space. So it's really going to change things top to bottom for United, and I'm really excited for this move, honestly, guys. Let me see. Nixon is down there. Onana transforms the team. Absolutely. Eunice saying, sack the guy in the defence. And Lucky is saying as well, just here, Man United player, Sofian Amrabat, let's be quick. Yeah, look, honestly, some of those deals I'm hoping we get done. We have to be quick on this Amrabat deal. If Bayern Munich and Barcelona are sniffing around, they could pull the trigger a lot quicker than Manchester United could. So what we need to do is have some sort of agreement ongoing. We need to have some sort of movement on that deal. That's what we want to see. Kanesh is saying we should go for Matteo Retegui, cheaper option as well. Innocent is saying, am I late, guys? How is the Onana deal done and going? Yeah, we're getting very close. Actually, I'm seeing Nelba saying, here we go from Fabrizio. Arnautovic as well is warming up. Honestly, and look, I'm sure some of you guys could help me on this. If we don't go for Amrabat, there's a young guy playing for Celta de Vigo in Spain. Now, I'm really bad with names, and I think his name might be Viega. Maybe he could be an outside shout, because I've seen bits of him. I'm really bad at remembering names as well. But I haven't heard too much about Matteo Retegui. He might be an interesting option as well, but I'll have a look into it. I will have a look into it. Let me see. Not saying too much on Andre Onana, I can tell you that Arsenal are drawing with Nuremberg at the Emirates, I think it is, in a preseason match. So there's something for you guys, for anyone interested. So let's get back to the agenda as well, guys. Drop a like on the video as well, would be really appreciated. So where were we? Yeah, so let's get talking about a young man making a lot of noise at Manchester United, and that's Noam Emran. So obviously a very good first match for the senior team against Leeds United in Oslo, goal and an assist in that first half. Now he's being talked about as going out on loan, so he is interested in Anderlecht, Strasbourg, Coventry, Sunderland, and Vitesse Arnhem as well. They're all interested in signing him. And look, this is nothing but a good thing. This guy needs a loan move. There's a lot of players in there. And one of the big problems United have, we have good young players, but one of the things we do, and we do it quite badly, is actually getting these guys loans. They spend too much time playing in the under-21s. They need to be playing week in, week out, first team football somewhere, and that's what's really going to improve them as well. Any more thoughts, guys? Make sure to get them down in the comments. Let me read that poll as well. So 54% of you guys are saying we will sell enough players. I'm loving the confidence, and 46 are saying no. So I'm feeling more on the no side whenever I look at what United have been doing so far in the window, when I look at the fees that we're looking for some of these players. But I'm hoping we can get this done very, very quickly. Let me have a check here. What else do we have? Yeah, so we have an update here on Axel Diazy. So Axel Diazy about to leave Monaco. Manchester United target, of course. Maybe we go back in there. I don't know. Look, I feel like a centre back is an important place, an important position to sign, because what that'll do will mean that we have another option. We only have Rafa Varane there at the right centre back. I don't want to use Harry Maguire, and Victor Lindelof cannot cover for two centre backs at one time. Maybe we go for a Diazy, maybe we go for a Tibero this season. I don't know. I feel like this might be a position we can hold off and spend big money on it next season. I would love to see Antonio Silva from Benfica. I think he would be the long-term replacement for Rafael Varane in that one, but he is likely to be moving. Stephanie is saying 8 more likes to get to 50 likes. Yes, guys, drop a like on the video as well. Would be very much appreciated. Let me see. Lucky Singh is saying Manchester United on the Italian press for Onana. Rajat says, hey, who is plan B options for DM? I don't know if we have one. I feel like it's probably going to be, it's either going to be Amrabat or it's going to be keep Kobbie Mainoo in the first team. I feel like Kobbie Mainoo has shown a lot of qualities, especially against Leeds United. I thought he was really good in that match, and I would like to see how he does playing more regularly, because when he has played, he has really impressed me. Ashid is saying Everton looking at Elanga, 15 to 20 million. Yes, so that has come in from David Ornstein and has come in from Simon Stone. We also have confirmed interest from Nottingham Forest in Elanga, and that's good because, like I said, 15-20 million pounds, it might not be a crazy amount of money, but that could be the difference in United getting Hojlund and not getting Hojlund, or getting Amrabat or missing out on the signing because we don't have enough budget. That could be really big for Manchester United. Eunice is saying no to Axel Disaster and Rizal says yep, not priority. Ignacio if we do get centre back, and Lucky Singh is saying you go straight away, Fred and Elanga. Thank you very much for those comments, guys. Look, I feel like the flood of players coming out, it needs to start sitting. We need to start sweeping the decks of a lot of these players, because we know already they're not going to be good enough. Are they going to improve? I really doubt it. Like, I don't think McTominay is going to go in. I don't think Maguire is going to improve. So I feel like we should be moving these guys on. I'm hoping, looking at the rumours and who's likely to leave, who's likely to stay at the moment, it's probably going to be Fred, 15 million. It might be Elanga, 15 million. Dean Henderson is certain to go at 2025. And then if we manage to sell Van de Beek on top of that, that's maybe 60-70 million. That makes a big difference in our transfer budget. Big T is saying, what are your thoughts on Chiesa? I like Chiesa as a player. I think he's been very good for Juventus, very good for Italy at times. I feel like he might be quite injury prone. I don't know. I really don't watch too much in terms of the actual Serie A, but when he has played, and I've seen him play, he's looked impressive. He's always looked impressive for me. Buddy is saying, did Romano say, here we go? We are basically getting there. He has said deal imminent. Fee agreed. So, I mean, he probably has it saved in his drafts. The here we go tweet. Kanesh is saying Argentinian born Italian striker. He has a crazy goal scoring record. Matteo Reguilon. I will have to look at him as well. And Stephanie is saying, do you think Brandon Williams will be sold? Notice he played the second half yesterday. Look, I don't know. I feel like the thing is with Brandon Williams, he's another player I would put into that category, that group of players who I don't think are going to be good enough for Manchester United. He's another one of those players. I don't think he's going to improve too much. I feel like we should be selling him, but maybe he stays in the short term. Maybe he's here for the rest of pre-season. Look, we did this last season, of course. I'm sure you guys remember Alex Telles was playing centre back. He was playing defensive midfield before we managed to ship him on. Maybe that's going to be the plan. Use Brandon Williams until the likes of Delo and Wan-Bissaka are back up to full fitness, until we get Luke Shaw back. Maybe that's going to be the option we go with. Brian is down there. Can't wait for the season to start, getting these signings. I'm telling you, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, honestly. Big T says, done deal almost. And Ashid says, rumor has it McTominay is to leave Manchester United. Look, I wouldn't complain about that. I completely agree with what Rajat has said as well, where he has said McTominay has been giving more than enough chances. I completely agree with that. I really think that McTominay has had so many opportunities, so many chances at Manchester United, and it will just be a case of him having to move on. He's 26 years old now. So whether or not United are going to hold on and say it's going to be expensive to replace McTominay, I don't know. I just don't think McTominay is ever going to be good enough. I just don't think he's ever going to fit into this team. And at 26 now, he's had long enough. He is slowly but surely becoming the new Jesse Lingard at this club. A player who is always regarded as a young player, but he's not a young player anymore. You know what I mean, guys? Honestly. So I'm hoping that United will pull the trigger on this one, because I think we can raise money. Stephen is saying United should never pay more than 50 million for Rasmus. Yeah, I agree. I feel like 50 million, that's probably as far as I would go, because then you're looking at, you're already spending over the odds. You're already spending too much money on a guy who only scored 9 league goals last season. We are buying Hojlund for talent and potential as much as we are goals at the moment. So it's how much we're going to weigh those against each other. I feel like United would be safer walking away if they will not come down. Obviously, we want to get first team players. We want to get the first choice guys. Big T is saying Hannibal can replace McTominay and he's better. And Rajat says 26 about to peak. Yeah, honestly, he is peaking. He is coming into the best years of his career. I feel like McTominay, he's perfect for a West Ham. He is perfect for a team like that. That's what I think we should be looking at doing as well. And as for Hannibal replacing McTominay, look, I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we could probably do better. But I mean, in terms of overall talent, I mean, Hannibal's probably a better player as well. Let's see. Terry is down there. Good to see him, man. Thought the youth players looked good. Yeah, a lot of them did. I feel like Kobe Manu, I feel like Noam Amaran had a very positive match on the right hand side. He's being linked to a loan move, which would be brilliant for his overall development. In terms of other young players who stood out, I think Isaac Cantanaran looked quite good as well. Gerardo looked quite nice as well at right back. Obviously, look, not all these guys are going to make it at Manchester United, but I believe a lot of them can have careers in football. A lot of them will go on to play for somebody. Rajat saying probably Tottenham would take McTominay. Maybe they would. I feel like West Ham. I feel like maybe a Villa, maybe an Everton might be perfect as well. Thank you very much for 50 likes on the stream as well, guys. Much appreciated from all you guys. Let me just double check, because do you know what's going to happen, guys? I'm going to be sitting here refreshing and refreshing, waiting for the here we go tweets coming in very soon. I feel like it's going to come. I feel like we might get it tonight at some stage. So just in terms of what Romano has actually said, he says Manchester United are now close to Onana deal. Final verbal proposal has been made and likely accepted. Understood, it's 50 million euros plus 5 million in add-ons. Only the structure of add-ons to be discussed. Done deal imminent, expected soon. So I'm feeling very positive on that one, guys. Scott saying Elanga was not good enough for United. He had his opportunities. McTominay and Fred can also go, hopefully. I would agree. I feel like Elanga, he will be a good player for somebody, but just not Manchester United. I just don't think he really fits into what we want. Who else have we got down here? Stephanie saying, the cover and tackle by Hannibal, very good. Yeah, look, I like Hannibal Mejbri, and he gets stuck in, he gets into tackles, and he has the ability as well. He's very, very good on the ball as well. So I think he's got a big future in the game, and I don't think it's any real surprise that we're seeing Borussia Dortmund looking at him, sniffing around him. I feel like he is a good player. Ashid says, will you go live if Onana is a here we go? I'm hoping we get it on the stream. That could be ideal. Um, but yeah, I mean, so long as it's not during work tomorrow, I would much appreciate that as well from Fabrizio. So maybe we can manifest that or something. I don't know. Hot Fuzz is down there. Good to see you, man. Much appreciated. So good to see you as well. Kanesh is saying, what's your opinion on on Man United's average player height next season? Look, I feel like we have quite a small team. Looking at the forward line, if we bring Hojlund in, that's going to help with that. He's 6'4". Marcus Rashford is like 6 foot. Anthony quite small, Sancho quite small, Bruno he's kind of average height, I guess. Casemiro's good in the air, but I don't think Mount is too big either. Delo not the biggest, Luke Shaw not the biggest, Martinez maybe not the biggest, Rafael Varane definitely a tall guy, really strong in the air. So look, we need to be cautious of that as well. That could be one of my concerns if we did happen to go in for Timber. If we went for that this season, we would be looking at a 5'10" centre back and a 5'9" centre back. So I feel like we do need some more aerial presence. Hopefully, if we get Hojlund, he could add that 6'4", big guy, might be a big difference maker for United. Rajat says, thought Fernandez was looking good too. Yes, absolutely. Rajat says, try to stay on when you're live. Look, I will. Honestly, if Fabrizio would tweet that anytime within like the next half hour or so, that would be much appreciated. Look, if he tweets it tonight and we get the here we go when we go off, I absolutely will jump back on. Absolutely. Don't make no mistake about that, guys. Let me see. I can see Kai Havertz getting bantered online. Laurie Whitwell, Nottingham Forest and Everton are confirmed to be interested in Anthony Elanga. German sides are also looking at a move for the Manchester United winger, so that's looking good for that move there. Lucky is saying West Ham join Ideal Football. Yep, for McTominay, I would agree with that as well, and I hope Fred could go as well, says Lucky. So look, I would like to see the exodus. I would like to see a big sweeping change at this football club. We've waited for it for a very long time, and I'm hoping we're getting there. Honestly, guys, been a long time coming. Let's see. Lucky is saying Fulham. He might be heading to. Yes, Marco Silva confirmed interested in signing Fred for Fulham. Look, I mean, Fred will go to Fulham or he'll go somewhere, and he will do a job because he is a good player. Like, make no mistake about it. I do rate Fred as a player. I think he's a brilliant professional. I feel like he works so hard for the team. Can we upgrade on him? Yes. I feel like the most important thing is if we sell Fred, we have to bring somebody else in. We can't just not bring someone in because you're losing a lot then. You're losing a lot of legs in that team. You're losing a lot of work rate in that team. Big T says, what's the West Ham Italian forward Scamacca or something would swap Maguire for him? Yeah, I would swap Maguire for Gianluca Scamacca. I like the player. Honestly, man, I feel like he is a good player. Probably bought for the wrong system. Probably not at the right team. Like, West Ham bought him because he's 6'5". But I do think that the big thing about Gianluca Scamacca is he is brilliant on the ball. His link-up play is really good. The problem is with West Ham, obviously they're a team who sit back. They like to play long balls at times. It doesn't really fit his style. He might be big, but he's not brilliant in the air. So same for a lot of players as well. Yeah, it is Scamacca. Scott is saying bid them all up. Hi, lol. Yeah, could happen. And Stephanie says, I know who you mean. Big show, good show, Big T. Oh yeah, Scamacca. Look, I like Scamacca. I think he could be. Look, we could get him on loan, and that might be a brilliant second striker to bring in. Umar is saying, please sell Maguire. I hope so. Kanesh says Scamacca wants to be coached by Mourinho, and Rajat says keep Lindelof here, 100% too good. Yeah, I really like Victor Lindelof as well. I think he really proved a lot last season to me and a lot of Manchester United fans. I think one of the biggest things Victor Lindelof proved, and it's the same thing Fred proved as well, is when they were took away from their usual partner. So taking Maguire away from Lindelof made Lindelof better. Taking McTominay away from Fred made Fred better. So I feel like that's as much of a thing as any. Hotfuzz saying, I pray West Ham come and take the Milky Bar kid. Amrabat cannot come soon enough. And Rizat says, not related, but I'm getting Switch emulator. Very nice, man. Obviously, if you're trading yourself, good man yourself. It's good to have a trade every once in a while. I was actually thinking getting PS5 as well myself, so I have been playing PS4 even in 2023. Kind of tragic, if we do say so. Big T says, doesn't need to be brilliant in the air. We don't cross. Yeah, honestly, I think United would really benefit from having a finisher and someone who can link up the play. I think that could be as much of a thing as scoring headers. United, we don't really cross. So you're absolutely right. Our wingers, Anthony and Rashford, Sancho and Garnacho, they want to come in, they want to link up, and they want to shoot. That's what they want to do. They're not interested in crossing the ball into the box too much. Even the fullbacks, they're more interested in overall progression. So I feel like, yes, Skamaka might be a really good shout. Big T as well. If we're talking not football related stuff, it's criminal Ford have stopped producing Fiestas. Honestly, man, yeah, it is. I have a Fiesta and it's a brilliant car, honestly. I've had that car for like 5 or 6 years, no problems with it. So I'm liking it. I really hope that, well, luckily enough, there's enough Fiestas about as well, to be fair. There is enough Fiestas about that if something goes wrong, I can get it fixed. Luman is down there. Good to see you. Only Stephanie Griffin can interpret Lucky's comments. Oh, no, I know what Lucky's saying. I can interpret Lucky's comments. Huffbuzz is saying, must be having siestas instead. And Innocent is saying, hey guys, I don't know about selling Fred and left with McTominay. It's because Fred is important somewhere, somehow, sometimes. Look, I agree. I mean, Fred has come up with goals last season. He scored against Barcelona at Old Trafford, got the equaliser in that game. Look, I like Fred. I would definitely keep Fred over McTominay every day of the week. And you can sell McTominay for more money than you can for Fred. And people say, yes, but you should sell the older player, make way for the younger player. McTominay is 26, guys. 26 years old. The man is older than the likes of Martin Odegaard. He is older than the likes of Phil Foden. He is in the peak of his career. Big T says, keep your Fiesta. It's a classic now. And Innocent says, oh, we've got that already. Lucky says, big shake needed for this club. I do agree with that. Luman, good to see you, man. And Rajat says, we could have got Bellingham when he was playing at Birmingham. Look, man, there is an absolute there's a list as long as my arm of players Manchester United have missed out on. Big one, Moses Caicedo would be perfect for this team. Could have had him for 5 million. We didn't want to pay the agents, what, like 100,000? We pulled out of that deal. We could have had Julian Alvarez. We could have had Enzo Fernandez. Could have had Jude Bellingham. List goes on, guys. So it is annoying when you think about it like that. But what can we do? What can we do? Rajat says, when will United produce Rico, Lewis, and Foden? Look, I feel like we have some good young players coming through. I really do. And I would back some of these kids to really make an impact at Manchester United. I feel like the big one at the minute, it's gonna be Kobe Manu. I feel like Manu is the best young player at this club outside of Garnacho. I feel like Garnacho is a first team player. I feel like Manu is going to make that jump this season. Really impressed me against Leeds. Impressed me last season when he played as well at just 17. Came on against Leeds, played Reading, like 30, 40 passes without misplacing a pass in the second half. He was really good. And I think his overall ability is exactly what we need. And Kobe Manu is a player United have wanted and needed in this team for a long time. He really is like a younger version of Moussa Dembele. He is that sort of box-to-box driving midfielder, really good with the body feints, really good at passing it forward, carrying the ball. He could be a really good option for Manchester United, and he looks more grown, and that's something I noticed against Leeds. He was knocking people off the ball at just 17. This kid has clearly gone away and hit the gym over the summer because he is looking good, in my opinion. Andy is down there. We tried to get Bellingham. He came to Carrington, but his father wanted him to go to Liverpool. Yeah, and then he went to Borussia Dortmund as well. Look, obviously that is a concern. You know, they went to Carrington, got a tour by Sir Alex Ferguson, and they chose not to sign because Carrington was a dump. So that's kind of why. Big T says, don't rate Foden. He is good, but not a standout worldly. Look, I think Foden's brilliant, man, honestly. But yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit overrated. I don't think he's quite like top 1 to 2 young players in the world, but I do think he's up there. Like, there are players at his age, I would say, would be better maybe, but he's good. He's good. Rashad is saying he's crafty Manu. Yeah, I absolutely love watching the guy. I think he is brilliant and will be brilliant at United for a long time. Let's hope to see some more of him this season, because he's ready for it. He is ready for first team football at this club. And if we're going to play him deep, if we're going to play him in that kind of number 6 position, who better to learn off than Casemiro? Obviously, he is as well better, maybe as a number 8 as well, going box to box. He can offer a lot to this team. Let's see. Onana looks to be done, says a lot of people online. Garnacho and the likes will be back in training tomorrow. Is there anything else? Barcelona are working on re-signing 19-year-old right back Mark Jurado from MUSV for a fee plus add-ons. So there's one there, potentially leaving Manchester United. Yeah, I mean, I remember we bought Jurado. I don't think he's quite hit the heights United expected of him. Andy says Foden is not overrated. Would have loved him in a red shirt. Yeah, I really like the player. I don't think he's maybe top 3 under 23 players in the world or anything, but he's certainly right up there, and I really do like him as a player. And it is kind of a shame as well, guys, because it's like, this guy, as we know, is really, really good. Playing in the Manchester area, could we have got him? We probably could have. We probably should have. Rashad is saying Manu going to be more like a Pogba or Dembele. Probably could also play number 8. Yeah, absolutely. Innocent says our midfield must be strong, that we're not always blaming defence, because if we have the legs of Maguire in defence, it's a big problem. Yeah, it is. And look, I think with Varane, with Martinez, with Luke Shaw back there, Delo, Wan-Bissaka, Malacia, Lindelof, that will be a strong backline. And I don't actually think Harry Maguire will be seen too much next season. He's not going to play over Lindelof, because Lindelof's got a lot more quality on the ball. He's got more recovery speed. He's a really good player. As well as that, Martinez, so much better than Harry Maguire. Varane, so much better. Look, Eric Ten Hag trusts Luke Shaw at centre-back over Harry Maguire, a full-back, against the likes of Erling Haaland and Harry Kane over Harry Maguire. That says a lot over how he's thought of in the team. Big T says, I would look good playing on that City team. Send Foden to Everton and see how he looks there. It's an interesting one, man. Not too many agreeing with you, but look, I do feel like some players in that City team can look better than what they are. Like, I don't think the likes... I mean, yeah, there's players in that team definitely not as good as what they were. I mean, I think Raheem Sterling's an obvious example. I mean, took out of City, went to Chelsea, big drop off. So I don't know. I feel like City do help players look better for sure. Yes, guys, just as Stephanie says, guys, drop a like on the video. We're on 59. Can we get to 60? Just one person needs to like the video, so it would be much appreciated if you guys can do that as well. So thank you very much for hanging in with us, guys, as well. Obviously, a little bit of a shaky start without the mic being on, so that was kind of an issue. So yeah, gonna have to put that down in the comments or something for people watching after. Stephanie says, if we score goals, it helps midfield, defence and goalie. We need 75 Premier League goals next season. Yeah, I agree with that, honestly. I agree, we do need something like that as well. And just see as well, guys, 207 votes on the poll, and 55% of you guys think we will sell enough players in this transfer window. 45 are saying no. Andy Oates is saying, all the takeover business getting me down. I can say Qatar, saying enough is enough. I'm going out and buying Spurs. If we don't get Qatar, it's my final season having a ticket. I'm done having a season ticket. Oh, fair play to you, man. Honestly, like, I would love to have a season ticket, but yeah, I can completely understand the frustration. And I think that's an interesting point. There's a lot of people out there who would try to tell us that it's only really season ticket holders. They only want Radcliffe. So I think it's good to see people having different opinions. You guys have smashed that like button as well. I can see 64. So thank you for that one, guys. Livan says, Stefan, would you sell Greenwood to City if Pep wants him? I don't know, man. I feel like that's just not going to happen as well on the same hand. So it's kind of hard to put my hand, really say what I want, because if Greenwood's going to go to City, then obviously he's going to play football. So he would be playing football for United. So it's a hard decision. Mr. Phil saying, if Hojlund is 85, would rather bid 100 million for Kane. Absolutely. Stephanie says we can liberate. And Nebus is saying, bro, congrats you. Here we go. Onana, here we go. I'm not saying here we go. I will check Twitter or something. I don't know. I'll have a look, guys. But let me see. No, not seeing anything just yet. We have the imminent signing. We do have this coming in from Matteo Bizzarri. I'm guessing, what is he, Sky Sports. At least from what I understand, Onana is a little bit upset. He felt good in Milan. He is sorry and he hopes to come back in the distant future. But right now he is ready to go to Manchester for another challenge. So looks like we are done there. Andy is saying, no way, I want Qatar. Lots of season ticket holders want Qatar, mate. Absolutely. And I know that. Sorry. Look, yeah, I feel like that's something that has been put out there by a lot of people, is that season ticket holders only want Radcliffe. I know a lot of people want Qatar, both online and people who go to all the matches, season ticket holders as well. So I'm completely in agreement with you, man. Big T is saying, if Greenwood played the pre-season and was banging in goals left, right and centre, we would soon want him to play for us. I mean, yeah, that probably is the case. And people have short-term memories, and people do tend to wash a lot of things under the carpet if things are going well. It can happen. I mean, it takes one or two signings, and all of a sudden, some people who are calling Glazers out are no longer calling it. Or it takes a couple of wins, and then all of a sudden, United have gone from being a team on the down to a team on the up. So things do change. People are fickle in football. People are fickle in real life. That's always the way of it, guys. Honestly. What have we got? 213 votes, and you guys are saying 54% are saying we will sell enough players. I'm loving the confidence. I hope you guys are right. Like, I really hope like you guys are right as well. Any more thoughts, guys? Make sure to get them down in the comments. And actually, here's a question for you guys, something I'm interested in knowing, because obviously whenever I'm doing like the stuff on the channel here, I got like analytics and stuff, but what channels are you guys watching? Is people watching United Stand, Paddock, United People's TV, United View, Alice Talks Football? Maybe let me know down below, because there's some interesting channels who apparently people watch as well. It comes up in my thing saying my audience watches a lot of AFTV for some reason. So let me know your thoughts on that one, guys. If you guys are watching other United channels or anybody else, let me know down there. I personally watch People's TV. I like Sam on it. I watch a little bit of Paddock as well sometimes. Maybe the odd United Stand thing if nobody else is active or nobody else is streaming. But let me know your thoughts down there, guys. I'm genuinely curious about this one. Yeah, I would say most people I watch would be People's TV, maybe some Stephen House and some Stretford Paddock, stuff like that. Innocent says Glazers' issue is now freezing, but I don't think they want to sell the club. I'm worried. Big T says, let me see. I'm thinking footballing reasons only Greenwood is better than Hojlund. It's an interesting one. Hot Fuzz says, I watch pretty much everyone that I know of. Fair play to you, man. Honestly, like, I would love to watch more people's content, but I don't really have enough. I don't really have enough time in the day with work and stuff. Nick is saying Dilly Red Devils. Haven't heard of those guys. Stephanie says Sarcasm City TV. Is that an actual thing, is it? And Red Devil says, I mean, all right, man. I'm not getting baited for that one. I've been baited before. I can see through that one. Let's see how Fuzz says some rants and bants as well. Fair play to you guys. Honestly, thanks very much for the stream tonight, guys. I'm probably going to wrap up here. If we get the Onana, here we go, I might hop on. But if not, I will see you guys same time tomorrow around 7:30. Thank you very much for sticking in with us. So much appreciated, guys. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good Friday. Have a good Thursday night as well, guys.